Hi all, Karthik here from Design School by WP Algorithm. In this video, I want to teach you the absolute basics that you need to know as a beginner in WordPress. Well, you may have just installed your website or maybe your hosting provider did it for you. If you don't have a website yet, I'll leave a link to how to start a website in 10 minutes. It will be in the card above or in the description below. Or if you want to install WordPress locally and learn it, you can also do that. Link to that video will also be in the description down below. Well, once you install a website, you just type in the domain name of your website .com, .in, .hash or whatever extension you have. So here's a sample website that I have. It's a fresh WordPress install. It's called wpfresh.com. So once I type that in my browser, this is all I see, and this is probably the same that you see on your website as well. Now what we see here on the screen after typing this domain name is called the front end of our website. Front end is the user facing end, so this is what any user with the domain address will see. So if anyone types wpfresh.com, this is all he sees. Well, WordPress is a content management system and all the content needs to be managed from the back end. Like I said, this is the user facing end, or this is how the user will view your website. In order to manage your website, you need to log in to something called WordPress dashboard. How do you get to your dashboard? Well, it's simple. You just type yourwebsite.com/wp-admin. This is how you get into your WordPress dashboard. And this is the login page. And at the time of installing your website, either your hosting provider or yourself would have created credentials for login. These are different from your hosting account credentials. This is the WordPress credentials. So you may have something like admin and a password associated with it. Just type in your username and password. Once you do, you can simply log into the website, and this is called the backend or the WordPress dashboard. Well, this is where all the magic happens. This is where you publish content so that the users can view it on the front end, or anyone who didn't log in can actually view everything that you publish from the backend. So this is called dashboard, as you can see here, and from here I can visit my site and it shows that I have 0 comments. Here I can add new post, media, page or user. Well, these are the types of content that WordPress lets you create and manage. That's the reason why it's called content management system. And down here, so from here you view a lot of card. There's this welcome to WordPress card. There's this at a glance card. Now when you install WordPress, it'll install a post, it'll make a page, it'll also add a comment just to show you how it works. And it also shows me that it's running a theme. I'll show you what theme is in a bit, and it will also show me a recent activity card. This is all added by default whenever you install a new WordPress website. And there is quick draft where I can simply enter title and save it and then publish it later. So I'll just click on save draft, and here's a draft, and the drafts will be available within all posts. Don't worry about that, we'll get to that in a bit. And here there are WordPress events and news. So you have all these things. So you can click here to go to write your first blog post or the post. You can add page, you can set up your home page, and these are some of the common actions that you'd want. I'll explain each and every of them. And you can also hit dismiss, and if you want to get it back, there's this screen options button that you can click to get it back. In case you accidentally dismissed it and you want it back, just click on screen options, check this one, and it comes back. Click again, it's gone. And the same applies to each and every box that you see down here. You can disable all of them for minimalism, and here it will show you if there are any updates to themes, plugins. These are basically software on your site, and it's just showing me that all of them are up to date. That's fine. And right above the top corner, it shows that I'm logged in as an admin. I can see my profile or log out of my website. What's cool about WordPress is that when you log in, it also adds a bar above the front end. So even if you visit the website normally like any other user, you'll still see the WordPress bar at the top. So from here you can hover over this and click to get to dashboards, themes, menus, widgets. You can also click to customize your WordPress website. You can also add a new post page. So this is called the admin bar, and when you log in, this bar is added across your website. So you can publish your content from the backend and seamlessly switch to the front end and vice versa. So I'll go back to backend from here. It's the same dashboard. Now there are different kinds of content that you can publish. Then there's something called appearance. Then there's something called plugins, users, tools, settings. And if you want to collapse this menu, you can also do that. Want to expand it, click on that. I'll just bring in my welcome page right there. So let's start with posts. Like I said, WordPress is a content management system, and post is a type of content that you can publish and users can view that on front end, right? You may have visited tech websites, they have a lot of posts. So usually a post will have a title, a description, and a lot of content, and also a featured image. So the same type of content can be created with WordPress. So you hover over this post, or you can simply click on posts, and that opens up all the items within the posts. And you can see the draft that we saved from the welcome screen is available here. I'll just click on this to delete it. So all the posts that you create will be available when you click on all posts within posts. So here's a post that WordPress created for me, and when you click on view, it will show you the front end preview, or it will show you how your user would view the post. So if I hold on command and click on view, it will open up in a new page, and this is how user would see when I publish a post. So this will be the title of the post, and this will be some data showing who published it, when it's published, and a comment related to that. This is all added by default. Let's add. So I'll come back to my dashboard. I'll click on add new, or you can also click add new from here. Either way, it's the same. This is called Gutenberg interface, or simply called the Gutenberg editor or block editor. In other words, I have a detailed tutorial on Gutenberg. Do watch it after watching this basics video. Explained each and every aspect of Gutenberg blocks and how they change with your themes and how it's dependent on your themes. So Gutenberg, everything in Gutenberg is a block. So apart from the right hand panel and the top bar, this is where you choose all the blocks and compose your content, starting with your title. Let's add a title to our post. So I'll say my first post. This is the title of the post, and next you can either hit enter. That will take you to the next block. Every time you want to type content, just hit enter, type paragraph, hit enter, it will take you to the next block. By default, when you hit enter, the default block will be text. So I can say this is as I start typing, it's automatically a text block where I can format or enter text, and based on the kind of block that you choose, this is a text block and the contextual options pop up for it. So you can select any text that you want from within here, and you can make it bold, make it italic. You can also link a particular word to something, and there are other options for it, but anyway, this is the basic stuff that you need. You can also align the text, so you can center it right below your title. You can align it onto the right or onto the left, which is the default alignment based on the type of block. Again, if you want to add image within your Gutenberg interface, you just hit enter. You can either click this plus button, or you can also click this plus button and click on image. And here there are few options anywhere from within your dashboard. This is the screen whenever you try to insert an image or a media. So you can click upload. You can upload your own image to WordPress. Just select the file. By default, WordPress allows only few file types such as PNG, JPEG, PDF, docs, and by default it doesn't allow SVGs because for security reasons. Anyway, I'll just pick PNG. I'll click open, and that uploads my file to WordPress and within this particular post. I can also write a caption for it. It's a nice image. Once I'm done, I can come back to the next block. I can click on plus, and you compose your content based on the type of content you want to enter. And you can also rearrange these blocks. I'll click here, and there are few arrows, so I can click here to move it onto the top. You cannot move a block above the title because it doesn't make any sense. Title has to be the first block on the page or post. I'll move it down. Now you can see it's moved below the text block. I'll click on the text block, or I'll just hover over it I'll click on plus. I'll add a quote. I'll say these are just different kinds of blocks to enter different kinds of content. Now if I want to move the quote block below this text block, all I need to do is to click this arrow, or I can simply click it and drag it above this, or you can simply use these arrows. Okay, there you have it. That's how you drag. Sometimes it's kind of buggy within your Gutenberg editor. They'll make refinements time to time. So once you type all the content and pick different types of blocks, and these blocks can also be defined by your third-party plugins, or they can also come from your themes. So your themes can also define blocks, your plugins can also define blocks, and they'll all be available within these Gutenberg interface. So you can simply embed a YouTube video. All you need to do is to click that and enter the URL, and that will display YouTube video within your post. It's that simple. If you want to delete a block, just click on this remove block. And if you're using a block commonly, you can click here and you can click this to add to a group of usable blocks. I'll say image, I'll say close, save. So it will be available next time when you create a new post. It will be available, readily accessible for you. So you can click here. Most used blocks are available here, and reusable blocks are available with this. You can simply click that. You can also manage them. You can add other widgets, you can add shortcodes and stuff like that. We'll get to that in a bit. There are also formatting options. There's a pull code. Let's do this. I'll say, and once you compose all the content or put all the content within your block, you can click this to see all the various types of content, how many words you have, how many headings you have, how many paragraphs, and how many blocks in total you have within your post. And you can also navigate to a particular post by clicking on this. So this is used for block navigation, or simply scroll through the post. And when you click on a block, it can be any block, there are contextual options for that particular block. So let's see, when I click on this block, I get contextual options for that particular block. Here I can change the main color. I'll click here, I'll go to styles, and now you can see I can change the color from here. Default, you can also set a default size. You can also change the text color right here, as you can see. So based on your requirement, you can change your text color, and various blocks have various settings. So if I click this code block, you can go to advanced. You can also set CSS classes to style them using CSS. If you don't know CSS, don't worry. Since this is a reusable block, it will show me that it's a reusable block. I can duplicate this block, insert before this block. If I click insert after, or let's click insert before, I can insert another block above this block, and so on. So these are different kinds of blocks, and based on the type of content that you want, choose the type of block you want. And once you're done composing your post, you want to publish it. So on the right hand side, there are a few settings. There is an option to save it as a draft. So if you save it as a draft, it won't be visible to the users on the front end. If you want to preview it, you can simply click on preview, and this is how it will look like when you publish the post. We didn't publish the post yet, that's a different thing. So you can publish the post by clicking here, and it'll ask me if I'm sure to publish the post. You can change the visibility from public to private, so it'll only show it to few people, or you can password protect it. You can also schedule your post to publish at a later date. Pick a date from the calendar. We'll get to tags in a bit. So I'll just hit publish for now, and it shows that my post is live. If you want to share it with your friends, just copy a link and share it. You can simply click on view post, and just like that, this is my post published live. Now anyone can go to this URL and he'll see this particular post. That's great. I can simply close this publish dialog. And apart from the contextual options, there are also document level or the post level settings, so you can change all of them. If you choose stick to top of the block, if you publish new post, by default the latest post stay on top of the blog post when they're generating lists. But if you choose this post will remain at the top no matter how many posts come in. They'll all be pushed below this particular post. Similarly, you can make as many posts sticky as you want. Permalink is basically the address of the post. So if you change it to first, I'll update this, and this is the link, that this is the URL that you need to type to access this particular post. So you can simply click on this to test, and in the URL it shows this is the new URL, and just like that it opens up the post. Previously it was something else. So that's permalink. We'll get to categories and tags in a bit. You can also add featured image to your post. So image, I'll just upload another image. Any image, you can upload as many images as you want. I'll just click on set featured image. So this will be my featured image. I can also preview or update it. You can also remove or replace the featured image. Excerpt is a brief introduction to your post. Discussion, you can choose whether you want to allow comments on this post. These are basically to let users know that they've linked to you. And there are few options called post attributes. So this will basically change the layout in which your post is. So let's choose cover template for now. And these things, all the things within Gutenberg might slightly change based on the theme that you have on your website. I'll just choose cover template for now. I'll update it. Let's preview how that looks like. And this is how it looks like when I choose cover template. So it will make the featured image as a cover. It will have title here and all the data, and down here it will have my content. Now I switch it back to full width template. I'll update it. I'll preview it again, and this is how it will look like with my full width template turned on. Overview of the Gutenberg interface. So based on the block selected, you'll have contextual options. You can also add blocks to reusable blocks collection. You can change various things within a block. You can add images, YouTube videos, quotes, and all sorts of content that you'd usually need within WordPress, all by using this Gutenberg interface. So then there's something called categories. Categories are a way to organize your posts into something called archives. So let's say you're having a travel blog and you're blogging about countries in Thailand. So you can add a category of Thailand, and all the posts within that can be added to that particular category. I'll also show you how that works. As you don't have a category, it shows add new category. So you can do that within your post, or you can also click here to add a new category. We'll just click add new category. I'll call it Thailand. If you want a parent category, you can select it, or if you want it to be a standalone category, so you can simply select that. I'll just click add new category. I'll remove the uncategorized from here. So this post now comes under this particular category. I'll show you that in a bit. You can also add tags similar to categories. Tags are similar to like posts similar to this. So you can say travel, mood, something like that. You use hashtags on Instagram, right? So tags are something similar to that. Now, categories and tags are used to organize content, right? So how do they do that? Well, in WordPress, there are two kinds of content. One is user generated content, and the second type of content is dynamic content, which WordPress itself generates based on your theme or a special software called Page Builder. We'll get to that in a bit. So, categories, we've created a category called Thailand. So, when you view the category, it will show me all the posts within Thailand as a list of posts. So for instance, if I have another post within that category, I can also add a new category from here. Slug is basically the URL of that particular category. So if I say Asia, I can give the slug. I can simply click on add new category, and that would even add a new category. So next time you compose a new post, I'll just click on add new post. I'll type some content. I'll try to publish it within my document. I'll just add this to Asia. The newly created category is here. You can also pick multiple categories within WordPress. I'll just pick Asia. I'll publish it. Let's also pick Thailand. Now watch what happens when I refresh this particular page. It shows wpfresh.com category and Thailand. So it shows all the posts within that category. So it will show me as a list of posts similar to this. And not just category, WordPress generates archives even for tags. So if you have tags for your post, as you can see here, when I click on that, you can see WordPress has generated a category or archive for my tags. And the style or the design of this comes from your theme. If you change your theme, this can be changed, or you can change it using page builders. There's a special piece of software which we'll get to in a bit. So categories and tags organize your content. They can be accessed here. They can group your content. You can have multiple categories and multiple tags to organize your content or your post. So that's all. You can also create new tags from here. Slug is basically the URL of the category. You can also delete them from here. You can edit them. So you can change the name of the category from here. You can quick edit, change the slug or name, cancel, and do that. You can also do the same with posts. So once you click on all kinds of posts, you can either quick edit them to change few settings. So you can remove the category, change the date, password protected, remove comments, and then you can click on update. You can edit it to open it in the Gutenberg interface. You can also trash it. To move it to trash, you can then go to trash and empty all the items. If you want to bulk select the item, you just select all the items by clicking on this checkbox, or if you check the topmost checkbox which says title, all the items within this list will be selected. So within bulk actions, you can edit all of them, or you can simply move them to trash. I'll check move to trash, click on apply, and all the posts move to trash. I'll click on trash. Now we'll apply bulk actions within this. I'll check title to check all that. I'll click this drop down. I'll click on restore. I'll click on apply, and all the posts are just like that restored from the trash. And the drafts can be found here in case you saved any post as a draft. You can also filter by dates. You can also filter by categories. So if you just want to view the post within Asia category, you can do that. Once you pick filter, click on filter, and only those posts will be shown in the list. If you want all categories, just click all categories and filter. That way you can edit or view the post that you want. So WordPress generates dynamic archives for these categories, tags, and not just categories and tags. If I open up this page, WordPress also generates archives for author. So when I click on author, this link, it will show me a link to all the posts within the author. So there's archives for author as well. There's archive page dynamically generated. You don't do this. WordPress just takes the design from your theme and generates it. There's category for even your date. So these are various kinds of content that WordPress generates automatically. You actually user generated content or post, and you can also add library. So you can add any images that you want, any GIFs you want within your library from here. Click here, select the item. You can also drag to upload the files. It's pretty straightforward. You can then view the items, click on an item to add a caption, add a description. You can also delete this item if you don't want to have it in your website. So that's media. Similar to posts, there's another kind of content called pages. Well, pages are slightly different posts. Initially, they were designed to be static. So if you want to have a contact us page, it's a static page. Pages are the type of content that you often don't update. Posts are dynamic. You add new posts on a weekly or even a daily basis. But pages, you make them one and you don't update them unless you want to change the design or add new information. It's rarely changed. So for that particular kind of things, pages are designed. So here's a sample page created by WordPress, and something revolutionary was born out of this. Since pages cannot design stuff that you want visually, page builders were born. So that was the special piece of software I was talking about. Elementor is one of the best page builders, probably the best page builder. And what it essentially does is that it can build a design for your post, it can design your pages, it can design your archives such as categories, tags, author archives, date archives. It can even design your header, footer, and it can do a lot more. So the page builders concept comes from the builders that were used to tweak pages visually. They started off as that, but now they're more powerful and they can be called as site builders, to be precise, because they can build your whole website using the drag and drop interface. So if you open up a page, when you view it, it will not show author of this page because that's not required. Like I said, pages have limited content related to them. They just have title and the content that you need. So contact us page, about us page, there are various kinds of pages, and these are the types of content that you don't really need to update on a daily basis or maybe on a regular basis. So that's what you use pages for. And you can also click on edit on any page and it opens up the same Gutenberg interface that I showed you earlier. So all the things that you could do with posts will be done with pages as well. But the only thing is that you won't have categories, tags, and stuff like that within pages because pages are designed for static content. You can also add a template for your pages from here. Again, these things will change from theme to theme. And a great thing about page builders such as Elementor is that they'll let you build your pages independent of your themes. So even if you switch themes, none of your content will be changed. So they're magical. Just watch Elementor tutorials on the channel. I have a ton of them, and the same settings that you have for the posts can also be found within pages. And the URL of pages is straightforward. It doesn't have a category, it doesn't have anything associated with it. It's just a right, so it won't have a category next to their URL because pages are direct. Users should be able to access them directly after your website. That's what they're designed for. So that's pages. You can also add a new page with here by clicking on add new and using the Gutenberg interface, but I'd rather do this using Elementor. If you want to get started with Elementor, I'll leave a link to Elementor Basics playlist. It's quite popular. It has over 4 million installs. And the next piece of content are comments. You can allow comments or disable them. So once a user comments on your post and there are no comments enabled on pages. By default you have to enable them per page, which you really don't have to. So if someone posts a comment based on your settings, we'll get to settings in a bit, there'll be all sorts of comments. You can unapprove, you can reply to the comment, you can spam it, you can trash it, and do all that. Let's go to appearance, and the first option within appearance are themes. Themes are really powerful, and just like page builders, just the way page builders evolved to full website builders, even themes have evolved beyond changing just the look of your website. They can style your website. Now Gutenberg works based on the theme that you have. So all the styles, all the archive styles, all that comes from your theme. Themes also style your comments. So if I change a page here, let's say I'll activate this theme, and you have a couple of themes installed on your site. You can also add new by clicking here. That will open up the WordPress repository where you can download any theme. Astra is one such excellent theme. You can also install Neve by themile.com. Even this is a great theme, this one. So you can preview the theme. It will show all the ratings. As you can see, it has like 247 5-star rating. You can simply click this X button to come out of the preview. You can simply install the theme, and once the installation is done, you can also activate the theme, and you can click on this themes button to come back to your themes screen. So you can click on posts to get back to your posts, existing posts, pages to existing posts, or create new. Similarly, if you want to see the themes active on your site, you can click on themes. Now this is installed. You can choose to activate it right from here, or let's click on theme. A lot of themes, a lot of premium themes, usually free themes, are okay, and they usually require page builders to build your header, footer, and design your pages in a fun and easy way. But in case you want to, like I said, themes have evolved beyond a way to just change the visual interface. Most of the paid themes also add add-ons for your page builders. They add add-ons, and they even tweak your plugins. They add plugins of their own. They add their own Gutenberg blocks. So themes are really powerful, and few premium themes or some of the awesome themes also allow you to display ads within your website. They'll have a separate area to enter the AdSense code where you can paste Google AdSense code, and they'll display ads in appropriate spots. So themes do all sorts of stuff. Don't think of them as a way to just change the visual appearance, which they do anyway, but they're more capable than that. They have analytics integration. They can integrate your pixel. They can, when you install a theme, they may install their own add-ons, exclusive add-ons, to help you get things done. They'll also add widgets, which we'll get to in a bit. So you can simply click here to activate the theme. You can hover over any theme and click on activate. If you don't need a theme, you can simply click on theme details and click on delete to delete that particular theme from your website. I'll just activate Neve theme. You have seen how our website looks, or how our pages look with, and as I activated Neve theme, it shows me a new dashboard option called Neve options, and here you can visit or view all the information regarding that. So you can click on, and most premium themes, and Neve is one of the coolest themes. Even Astra is one of the great themes out there. I'll leave a link to the best themes in the description, or you can check out best themes playlist to find out more. So this is the dashboard for that particular theme. I'll go to all posts. Let's preview a post right now. Let's see how that would look like. As you can see, it has completely changed the style of my post, right? Let's view this one, and it has completely changed the view of my post to, it has added a sidebar here. And that's what I've been saying. Themes, the Gutenberg interface is dependent on your theme. The layouts, the headers, the footers, all of them come from your theme. So your theme is really important, and watch best WordPress themes playlist to know more about themes. Anyway, so that's a way to add customization. Themes are really powerful, just remember that. You can also click on customize. So based on the theme you have, again, these options may change. Some of the coolest themes, like I said, Astra, Neve, they provide additional options apart from standard free WordPress themes. So you can stretch your container, you can adjust it just like that. You can adjust the width of the container. You can also change the layout of your blog post. So you can change it to something like this, or you can change it to a grid like this, and there are a lot of options. So you can go to header to change the header of your website. You can add a logo, you can change logo, you can also select a logo for your website. You can upload it from the logo. There's title, there's tagline. You can change all sorts of stuff. And once you add all the things that you want, you can simply hit publish and all the settings will be changed. Like I said, themes are really powerful. Always use some of the best themes that you can. Customize will essentially let you tweak your WordPress website visually. Widgets are again added by your theme, and some of them come from WordPress. And there's something called widget area. So this indicates where you can drag the widgets to or add to. So let's say if you want to add this particular widget, you can see the available locations where you can add the widget. So it says footer 2. I'll just click footer 2, add widget, and that will just be added to the footer menu. Let's go to menus. Now this is another way to add links in your header. So let's create a menu. I'll say nav menu. You'd see tip menu on top of your header. So once you pick your menu, choose all the things that you want to have in your menu. You can also choose to include pages in your menu. So you can click add to menu. You can click on add to menu. You can rearrange them by clicking and dragging it here. If you want this to be a sub item of this, simply click and drag it onto the right. And just like that, it becomes the sub item of this menu. It's that simple, often called a drop down. You can automatically add top level menu, and based on your theme, again, there are various locations where you can show this menu. So you can primary menu is usually in your header, footer menu is in your footer, secondary menu either in your sidebar and stuff like that. So I'll choose primary menu for now. If you want a new menu, you can come back here. If you want to manage locations, click here and change the primary menu from this menu to other menu that you have created, or you can simply click this link to create a new menu. Again, like I said, based on the theme, there are various options presented here. I'll go back, and there's something called theme editor, which you should avoid editing because a beginner shouldn't do it. Always use plugins, which we'll get to in a bit. So initially when WordPress came out, themes were used to change the visual appearance of the website, and plugins are a piece of software to enhance the functionality. So let's say you want to display ads in your website. You can install a plugin, put the code in the plugin, and that will do the job. So for various needs and for various functions, you have plugins. I don't have any plugin as of now. You can click on install plugins, click on add new, and themes and plugins can also be installed from third-party sources, but do note that installing paid or null themes from unidentified sources might hack your website, destroy your blogging career. So don't do that. So you can click on add new, and you can either choose from the WordPress repository or you can upload a theme from your desktop. So if you bought a theme from sources such as Theme Forest, you can upload it by using this. Usually all the themes and plugins have documentation on how to do that. You can click on plugins, you can click on add new, and the same goes for plugins. You can either install plugins from the WordPress repository or you can upload a premium plugin that you bought from elsewhere, and you can see what plugins are popular. I was talking about a special piece of software called Page Builders. It's this one with over 4 million installs. So this will do everything your theme does, and it does even more. This is starting to become a platform in its own, Elementor Page Builder. This channel is all about WordPress and Elementor. You can understand how capable it is. So you can install a plugin by clicking on install now. Let's install a simple plugin for now. This is a contact form 7. So if you want your users to enter their emails to contact you, you would install a plugin or a type of plugin called contact form. So based on your need, you install a plugin. You can activate it from here, or you can click on installed plugins. It will show you the list of installed plugins on your site. You can activate them or you can deactivate them. I'll activate this plugin. You can also deactivate it or go to its settings. Also, there is an option for plugin editor. This is for top level stuff. As a beginner, you might avoid doing this. Then there are someone called users, right? So admin, since you've logged in to as an admin, even admin is a user. Well, what exactly does a user do? So based on the type of task that you want them to perform, you'll create new users. This is some general stuff. You can select username, password, and all that stuff, but the role is really important. Admin will have all the privileges. He can delete users, he can delete any post, he can delete any content, he can do basically anything with your website. On the other hand, editor can delete, edit, or review posts or other content from other users and himself, but he cannot delete other users. An author can only delete his own posts. He can view others posts, but he cannot edit or delete them. A subscriber can only view content, but he cannot touch anything else. So based on the permissions that you want to give to the user, you can add a new user. Usually you should only have one or two admins, not more than that, and mostly you'd be happy creating a author for it. For any sort of website, you pick username, email, and how do they log in? The same way you did. They just go to yourwebsite.com/wp-admin. They enter their credentials, they enter the username, and they enter their password, and they log into your website. So that's users. You can also go to your profile. You can have some options. You can change your nickname, you can change your email, you can generate a new password in case you forget your password. You have to log in first before you can generate your new password. You can add a profile picture, and then there are tools. You can import content, so all the content, posts, pages, media, comments, you can import all of them from other websites. So let's say you have another website and you want to import all the posts from that particular website. So you can click on import, install this tool. I'll just hit install, and once you export the content from that website, you can get that export file and import it into this plugin. So you can run importer. You can also export the content from your website. So you can export posts, and within here you can select categories and posts by different authors. So if you have multiple authors, dates, you can also choose to export your content. And once you choose to export content from here, the importing can be done by using this option. And then there's an option called site health. So it gives you recommendations to keep your website safe and from getting hacked. As of now, it's telling me I should remove inactive items. If you're not using any plugins or themes, you can simply deactivate them, or at times you have to delete them. Since this is a local build, it's saying my site doesn't use https. If you use, you'll get a padlock here. You'll just see a lock icon next to the URL. You can also export your personal data. So based on the user that logs in, he can erase his personal data or export his personal data. Under settings, when you go to general, you can change the site title from WP Fresh. This won't change the domain. Domain cannot be changed here. Domain is high level stuff, but this is a normal stuff. You can change it WP Fresh website, and you can see that being reflected here. And anywhere else this website's title is used. You can change the tagline. You can change the URL from here in case you've exported this or you've changed it, but you wouldn't generally do it. And admin email, if something goes wrong with your website or you forgot your own password, this will be the email that will be used. And you can also allow memberships on your site, so anyone can sign up for your website. You can also assign a default role. Like I said, subscriber can only view content. Contributor can just submit his content but not publish or delete his content. Author can publish, view, or delete his own content, and so on. You can also change the date format and the time format that's used across website. Then you can go to, don't forget to click on save changes. Under writing settings, so whenever you create a new category, you can select a default post category. I'll click on categories. I'll create a new category. Now when we come back to writing, you can select a default category of mine. So whenever you create a new post, even if you don't pick a category, this will be picked by default. And the post format, usually you'd use standard. You'd rarely use this, but if you just want to add a quote, you can select quote format. But since you're using Gutenberg, all this doesn't really make any sense, because within Gutenberg you can insert any kind of block that you want, right? It doesn't have to be a quote, it doesn't have to be a video format, because Gutenberg is all block based. You can add any block you want, just keep it standard. And you can use these settings to post via email. Under reading settings, you can choose what your homepage should display. Homepage is your website.com. You can change your homepage to a sample page. You can create a new page with page builders and make that your home page. So you can, if you create a new page, that will be available to pick from within here. And even your posts page. So if you create a blog posts page using Elementor or any other software, you can select that here. and you can choose to show how many posts they should show. Either they want to show the full text or summary. You should keep this unchecked if yours is a live website. If you're a local website, you can check this optionally. Don't forget to click on save changes every time you make any changes. Under discussion, you can allow comments, or you can simply disallow everything else. You can also have various settings for comments. Again, save changes. You can also change thumbnail sizes for media. Permalinks, like I said, are a way to get to posts. Pages won't have any permalink problem. This structure will only affect posts or any custom post types that you create. Don't worry about custom post types. If I select this, let's save changes. Now let's go back to our post. We'll try to view this post now, and you can see the URL is changed right now because we have changed the permalink structure. It's a good idea to, you can also have a custom structure for your post, and it's always a good idea to have category in your post. So I'll just add category, and then I'll have post name. I think that would be cool. I'll click on save changes. I'll update this again. Now I'll click or view this post, and just like that, the URL of that particular post doesn't change, but this URL or a way to access that post changes. So that's permalink settings for you, and this is WordPress in a nutshell. It is a content management system. Different types of content that you can add are posts and pages, and there's a special piece of software called page builders like Elementor, which let you do amazing things. They can let you design your categories pages, such as your archive pages, your date archives, your tag archives. I've shown you earlier with that. They can also design your pages. They can design your header. They can design your footer. They can basically design anything. Even WordPress themes are powerful. So themes such as Neve, Astra, even their pro versions add a lot of plugins, lot of integrations, and based on the theme you pick, you have different options. They might add additional Gutenberg blocks, they might add additional widgets, they might add additional plugins themselves. So it's all relative, and you have a lot of flexibility with WordPress. So get a best theme, and make sure that the theme is compatible with Elementor, Divi, and other page builders. I usually work with Elementor Page Builder because it's awesome. Also check out Elementor Basics playlist if you want to learn what you can do with Elementor Page Builder and what exactly are page builders. Also check out Gutenberg tutorials in which I explained about Gutenberg in detail. That's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Keep checking WordPress tutorial for beginners playlist from time to time. I'll talk to you in the next video. Hopefully this gave you a brief overview of the WordPress CMS, or how WordPress works on backend. Everything that you publish on backend will be available on the front end. So you construct your menus, you put it in your headers, and you do all that stuff. I'll be making more videos for beginners. Stay tuned, subscribe if you didn't already. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.